teen or adoptee is not interested in seeing a therapist, should I require her one? I know it would help her, or do I wait until she shows her own desire? I'm kind of giving you some quick fire resources here to get you started. Obviously, it goes way more in depth in the parent workshop or in one-on-one parent consultation, but that's a place to get you started. Yeah, because you don't want to like force someone and make it feel like, you know, you're exerting power and control to make them do something they don't want to do. At the same time, you're kind of like, but I know it would be good for you. I know that there are supports there that once you unlock that kind of resource, I mean, it could just open up so many positive things for you in life. Absolutely. So we want to honor that tension. That is a real tension. Honoring the resistance, I would wonder why. What is their current schema? Like, what's their current idea of what a therapist even is? When I was in high school, we only went to the counselor when we got in trouble. So for me, and even just the way they talked about it back in the 80s was like, if you're crazy or insane, that's when you go to counseling. That's the narrative I grew up with. No fault of my parents, but that's just what it was back then, in school, just around. So I would be curious for the kiddos and teens and even adults that are highly resistant to meeting with a counselor. We're trying to ask, where's that resistance coming from? Is it because they believe a counselor is a threat? Well, obviously they do believe the counselor is a threat in some way, but we want to ask why. Do they think the counselor is going to breach confidentiality? Do they think the counselor is going to tell mom and dad about all my stuff? Am I going to get even in more trouble in therapy? Maybe the counselor can't handle me. They don't know what I'm going through. Nobody on earth could possibly know what I'm going through. Nobody gets it. Why would I want to meet with a stranger to talk about that? We're just trying to figure out why or where does that resistance come from? And that can frame your approach to deconstructing that. I don't want to say unlearn, like, oh, they need to unlearn what they think about a therapist. I would say they need additional information. So I'm not trying to take the cards out of your hand. You can still believe therapy is for crazy people. I'm not trying to take anything from you, but let me put another card in your hand that therapy and support can actually be for healthy people. Therapy and support can actually give you access to skills and resources the same way working with a tennis coach or a guitar instructor or a swim instructor gives you access to resources and elevated skills. This is a healthy thing. I'm just putting those cards in your hand, okay? And then you, over time, you can mull on that, you can chew on that. Maybe I give you examples of other people who access therapy and their outcomes. What does life look like for you if you do nothing? Okay, well, probably not much better. What would life look like for you if you changed something, if you considered therapy? Well, maybe you'd learn a little bit more about yourself, you'd have a little more confidence, feel comfortable in your own skin. You're kind of trying to figure out how do you invite them into understanding that storyline, challenging it just a little bit, and then offering a way forward, kind of giving them that action and giving them some tangible outcome that they could expect. Maybe they think, if I go to a therapist, I'm gonna get in trouble. So I challenge that. If you go to a therapist, you won't get in trouble. Just clear, you won't get in trouble. It's confidential. They keep it, it's just between you and them. Well, if I go to a therapist, I'm gonna feel like a loser. Actually, when you go to therapists, they boost your confidence. They encourage you in very authentic ways. That's just an example of meeting them where they're at and trying to diffuse some of those pieces there.